Welcome to 21st Century Marketing. We hold these meetups once each month to explore digital marketing, practices, tools, and strategies to get the most out of your digital marketing dollars. This month, we have a presentation on search engine optimization from a team of students from CSU Monterey Bay. They spent a term researching search engine optimization, or SEO for short, and in these 21CM Meetup videos, they present how SEO works and how to design your website to get your brand to show up high on the results page when buyers are searching for products like yours. This video is part 2, Keyword Objectives. It covers how keywords work and how to design them effectively into your website.
Okay, so keywords. I had mentioned it previously as something that websites need to have and something that search engines look for, especially in the crawling phase with spiders. But what are keywords? The objectives of keywords are obviously for your site to be found, and then where should you be putting them, and how does that bridge the audience to your site? So keywords include words, topics, phrases. A keyword isn't just a word, it's a phrase, a question, anything that you would be typing into the Google search bar. These make up the subject of what your content should be. You don't want to have a ton of generic keywords on your website that aren't related to the content that you have on the website, because that makes your relevance just completely meaningless.
A lot of people kind of struggle figuring out what keywords to be focusing on. Even though they know what their site is about, it might be kind of hard to figure out, all right, well, what are my customers looking for? What's my audience looking for? And one of our favorite tools to kind of get some inspiration on what keywords to use is called Answer the Public. And pretty much what it does is you get to a homepage with a search bar. In that search bar, you input just a word or a phrase that has to do with your business or your site. And from there, Answer the Public returns just a ton of inspirational keyword phrases, questions, just ranked in all sorts of different orders, alphabetically. You can sit there for a long, long time. And so here, this is zoomed in on a search for, you just search for California.
Cal State Monterey Bay.
Yeah. And it gives you a lot of different just phrases related to will. So,
will California State Monterey Bay do something, as well as a number of different subjects that it has?
Right.
Which was just the search that we looked for.
And from a kind of
but you can see
wide
here
view.
the zoomed out view.
Yeah. And this, you'll get this, but just page after page after page. And so that's a really good place to start. The objective of keywords, which we've kind of touched on already, is to define a subject for your content. So to really categorize what your content is about. And you want to make sure that the users that come to your site get what they're looking for. Usually they have some kind of question they've been asking, and they want it answered if they get to your site. And you're going to use keywords to construct your website like that. So, for example, here, we just searched for how to polish your shoes, and the reason this top site that pops up shows up like this and takes up a lot of real estate on the search engine result page is because they've perfectly optimized keywords. So they've inputted keywords related to this query across their page or their site in such a good way that they become the top result because Google is almost certain that it's going to answer the search query's question. And if you do it that well, that's what happens. And that's kind of the ultimate goal. And
yeah, and just to highlight it a little bit, you can see shoes was the main word within that question that was asked, and shoe polish, shoes, shoe, it's all highlighted, and so that's showing sort of the relevancy of where they're placing the keywords within their content is kind of all over the place. Where to place keywords. We've already talked a little bit about the patterns of content as a whole. Keywords are easily crawled. They're just within your HTML as H1 tags, which we'll show you examples of, as well as included within the content in a patterned format of just writing about the thing that you're writing about. Reference within the URL of the web page is something that's pretty important. I see a lot of URLs, especially like Twitter, for example. If you were to look at like twitter.com, if you were logged in, like twitter.com/URL user slash and then a whole bunch of numbers, which of course is my user ID, well, a hash version. But when you're looking at something specific for your own website, you would want the URL to match what the content is about as far as the name of the actual destination that they're going to, and then outlined within the meta tags for that page as well, and we'll show examples of that. So this is an example that we came up with, and this is one of the funnier ones within our presentation.
But it's real.
Because it's real, and because I lived it. So this is a URL that we're using for where to place keywords. You can see here canine separation anxiety is the example that we have, and it's clearly stated within the URL. You can see how to help a dog with separation anxiety is clearly stated within the H1 title tag, and then within the H2 tag there's separation anxiety, dogs, and different training methods, helping a dog with separation anxiety, and numerous other things related to the keywords that you're looking for, which is how do I help my dog that has separation anxiety. So the story that I like to tell with this that always gets a good chuckle is that I have a dog that's a German Shepherd Husky mix, very energetic, and during the crate training process she was having quite a bit of separation anxiety, so my last resort was looking for CBD dog treats, which is supposed to help with separation anxiety. The interesting thing was I Googled something very similar to this, and because of how specific my question was, because of how specific the keywords were in the query, I bought from the second website I went to. So if that website that was selling CBD dog treats was trying to rank for the word dog, it wouldn't have necessarily popped up, because I'm sure Petco, Wikipedia, and a bunch of other sources about dogs that are much higher ranked with a lot more content geared towards that would have come up first. So you're trying to narrow down what your niche is. In this example, it's canine separation anxiety, and within 5 minutes of searching, I spent $30. So the more narrow you are, the higher your conversion and your transaction rates are. This is the same example here. You can see H1 says how to help a dog with separation anxiety, which was the title. The H2 is the same paragraph that they had previously. And then this is where to place keywords. So this is about metadata. Here's the meta, which is the description of the page. It has a whole bunch of things that aren't necessarily the exact text that they had on the H1 or H2, but it has a lot about dogs and separation anxiety. And then here there's a meta name for keywords. So this has canine separation anxiety, prevent canine separation anxiety, destructive dog behavior, doghouse training, dog behavior, dog crate training, etc.
Really, really hammer this home that if you're trying to sell dog treats, you really have to get specific with what dog treats you're selling, because companies like PetSmart and companies like that will outrank you. They're just too big. Like if you're starting out, if you're a small business, you need to get specific. That's where you have a lot of opportunity to rank for and to get detected. And that's probably what the business Matt purchased from was probably a small business.
Yes. Very small,
yeah.
Actually.
So they were super ultra specific with that, and that's really what gets you the ranking you're looking for.
Thank you for listening. This concludes Part 2, using keywords to drive search results. The presentation continues with Part 3, implementing backlinks. The 21st Century Marketing Meetups are a project of Ascend Business Design and Development. Our mission at Ascend is to help companies grow profitably. Do you have a question or a digital marketing need? Reach out to us at Ascend. We're here to help your business grow.